Thanks for tuning in. Today we have a special year-end wrap-up for 2020. I'm Hussein Mathman H. Abdullah of HAHOMES, and today we have a special guest, the biggest success story of 2020, realtor, friend, partner, Julian Barrientos of the Barrientos Group with All City, state of Texas.
I like that, how you really are. Thank you for having me here.
It's practice, baby, practice. So welcome back. It seems like you never left. Why did you become a realtor?
Well, I have a friend of mine, Jesse Miles, who's my mentor. He was a realtor when we were active duty in the Army, and he seemed to be very successful, and he talked a lot about real estate. And when I got out of the Army, he reached out to me and said, Julian, you need to come over work with me. You know, not work with me. So I looked at all my options, and being a realtor seemed to be the best option. I could be in the military. I did it for 27 years. I felt that being a realtor would allow me to stay at home with my family. You know, I can pick and choose when I make my appointments, so I would never miss those important days. I wouldn't be pressured by my employer saying, hey, I need you at this time when my daughter had karate practice, or I need you over here when my daughter had a basketball game. So, you know, realtor just seemed to be the perfect profession to follow up in the military.
How long have you been a realtor?
I've been a realtor for a little bit over 2 years.
When was your start date? Was it 2018 or 2019?
2019. I got my license in October 2019, and I really didn't start practicing realtor until November 2019. And about a week after being a realtor, I had my first contract. You know.
Okay, cool. So can you tell us a little bit about your first year, some numbers or experiences? You share one experience, share some stats.
Yeah. So my first year, I closed 34 closings, 34 transactions, 3.2 million worth of transactions, and it was very enlightening. It was just learning how to get everything done. I was with Keller Williams. I had a phenomenal trainer over there. My mentor Jesse, he pushed me and said, "You need to do this, you need to do that." He stressed the importance of time blocking, being structured, following through, because I was producing, you know, and you know, who doesn't like to produce?
Right. There's a belief, and I'll let you clean this up, that people want to become realtors because it's easy, you pick and choose your own hours, and you have a lot of
So that's the reason why I want to be a realtor, but the reality is, as a realtor, my weekends are gone. For the first year, I tried not to work on the weekends. I did my damnedest not to work on the weekends. Before being a realtor, I used to pack up cars and used to take off to San Antonio, Dallas, and have a little mini 4-day vacation going. Now those days are gone. I have to choose whether I want to show houses to somebody and help them find their forever home, or if I want to go out to spend time with the family. And you lose the fun out of it, you know. And then so there's got to be a balance between the family and the business. And once you find that balance, you're good. So your family has to support you, your wife has to support you, your children have to support you. Without the support, you can't be successful.
We met in 2019.
Yes, we did.
You remember the first time we met?
I was looking at the house, and then you showed up with a contractor. So looking at the house, the contractor was there to give you a bid how much the repair was going to cost. And I had a lady with me, my buyer client. She saw you, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, he's going to buy the house from me." So we ended up bidding more than asking price, and you never bid for it that I'm aware of. And I believe she was the only person to bid for it. You know, it was very unfortunate for her, but she got the house she wanted. She's happy, and then from there, it was a high buy type of deal with you until I think it was like around March time frame where we really solidified our partnership, or friendship, better yet. Yeah.
Okay. So we started. I remember that situation. I walked into the house. Like, I want this. We're gonna buy that. We're gonna knock this wall down. We're gonna do this. And I do remember the woman being like, "You really want the house? You really want the house?" She wanted it for her daughter, if I remember correctly. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna buy it tonight." So I actually went to the house because Jesse told me to go meet you. And he said, "Oh, he's showing the house right now." So I really didn't have any interest in the house.
Oh my God.
It was way over what my numbers would have been to make money. But I went there to introduce myself. I seen him already with a client, so I said, "All right, let me force the issue," and he ended up getting the sale out of it. So, you know, we could split that commission.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah. That house was actually about 15K below market value.
So after that interaction, I was back and forth to New York. we didn't get to talk probably for like, maybe it was a few months. We came back and then we did the first house that you're talking about, my first investment. It was Santa Rosa, and then that one fell through, and then we did a for sale by owner.
That's correct.
After the for sale by owner, Julian and I, we started spending time together. It was the summer, so at the time I was a teacher. I was able to have the whole summer, so we were kind of able to spend day in and day out with one another. And then we had a conversation. We were in my office, and I was asking you about investing in real estate. And then you said you had a goal. Do you want to tell them about the goal first, and then we'll go back into the next step? So tell them about your game plan that you had at the time we spoke.
September 2006, I was deployed with my wife in Iraq. We had a bombardment of missiles at the base. I believe it was 18 to 21 missiles at the base. A lot of people got hurt. One of my friends, David, he got injured. We made a decision that we would come back to the United States and live our life. It made no sense for us to have so much money saved up, not invested, saved up, and then die like nothing, and then do that with that money. So we splurged. We went to Walt Disney World. Me and my wife, we went overseas on vacation to the Caribbean, and after that, we would save a little bit of money for a rainy day, and we would spend the rest of the money. We were living our life. And on a particular day, me and Hussein had a conversation. I remember the conversation was, you could be making so much money. Right now you have what we call lazy money. At that time, I didn't even know what lazy money was. So I had a significant nest egg in my savings. That was lazy money, what he called it. I can't forget how much I made. I think I made like $50 or $59, of interest for that particular for the year prior to that. And he said, you can be doing X, Y, and Z and multiplying your money. Either you can let me have your money and I can multiply for you, or we can do it together and you can see your money grow. So it resonated with me. It stayed with me. And then I started reading into investments and whatnot. Not that I wasn't before, but it kind of like stuck with me. So I started reading more about investments, and then I said, you know what? I should be investing. People around me are investing. I'm helping investors buy properties, fix them up, and sell them for a profit. I'm helping investors buy properties, fix them up, and rent them, and get what we call now passive money, or busy money, what you call it, busy money. So at that point, I didn't have any passive income. Basically, I was retired and lived on my pension, Social Security if I had it, or disability, and that was it. That was my plan to retire. I started investing. I was able to turn $6,666, which is a weird number, but it is what it is. I turned that. I went in partnership with you and the third person. We bought a house together. We fixed it all up. I remember using my credit cards, because I had to put in a third of it, and we turned back around. And I can't even remember what the profit was, but I want to say it was like $3,000. It was like $10K for all three of us. We split it in threes, and now it didn't seem like a lot, but then, oh my gosh, that was a lot of money, because in 90 days-ish, we turned $6,666 into $9,666. So we took that money and we did it again on the property. We'll fix it up, flipped it. This time I didn't need my credit cards. And then I want to say we made about, I think the second one we made about 20K, but this time it was just me and you. So that was 10K we profited. And then we did it again and again and again and again. And at the end of the year, my count was 45 transactions, for buy and resell. 45 transactions, 45 fix and flips. That is a lot, And let me tell you what, each fix and flip we did was a minimum of 5,000. Not including the very first one. So you put 45 times 5 as a minimum, and that doesn't even include my real estate, money. Wow, had I not met you, I wouldn't be where I am right now. Eventually, I like to think I would be because of who I am, but you fast-tracked my progress. You made it happen overnight, and I appreciate that.
Well, I would love to take credit for that, but the reality is, all I did was see potential. At the time, I knew Julian. He was making good money, but the money wasn't staying, right? So that's what we talked about, the lazy money versus busy money. So some savings, but enjoying. Julian has very nice cars, several of them. He keeps nice cars. And we had just a discussion, and to Julian's credit, Julian actually thought about it, where a lot of people feel like they know what they're doing, or they feel like, well, my lifestyle's good, what are you talking about? You don't know better. And I don't believe that the conversation was one where I was telling you what to do. Julian at the time said, I have a 10-year plan, I want to get a house, this, that, and he had it planned out. And I said, we could do that in 10 months. Let's just go to it. And to your credit again, he went home, he thought about it, and he said, I got a deal. And now I know, this is news to me, that he took the money and he put it on credit cards. But that humility and that discipline, which he already has, works out every morning, does the calls, works on the weekends, and he really prioritizes business. But the reset in his thinking is what took his business, my business, and a lot of other people have made a lot of money in 2020 because of our partnership. I also want to make sure we're crystal clear that Julian also brought ideas back to me, and it was like May, June, July, and we just took off to the point where one month I want to say we had 12 open houses, or 12. We were doing so many flips that we had to sell off the houses before we could get them because we didn't have enough crews going.
Yeah, we had 18 houses. We had 18 houses under contract, and we only had 3 crews. And then we hired a crew. They come and put a little stroke of paint, and then they take off to do other job. And then they come back 2 days later and they put a hammer and they take off. And they're like, no, dude, I need this house fixed, done, because we have our money tied up. Something goes bad, and even though we have hundreds of thousands of dollars in real estate, everything's gonna fall apart because it all was contingent on a couple of transactions closing, so we can turn back around and it's like a domino effect, fund the other houses. So we fired and hired a lot of contractors. I think one of them you ended up suing them.
I won that case.
Yeah, you did. And then the other guy, one guy, he just great work, but just took about 45 days to get something done that our normal crews are taking about 15 days, if that. So it was a very, very learning experience. We learned what worked, we learned what didn't work, and I think during that time is when we had that house in Copper School where we had a hard lesson on that one, and we had a just fire on that one. The one we thought the foundation would be about $7,000 repairs, and it was actually $1,398 plus $6,600 in the flooring plus $3,000 in plumbing. And nobody's expected the house was going to be laying on the ground.
Yeah, we never lose. We only get lessons, right? So what ended up happening with that house was it only made our inspections tighter. It only made us adjust our budgets better. So for those of you who are watching this, who remember getting 40 and 50% profits, and then those profits drop down to 28, 35%, that's the reason why. And then also with COVID-19, bank restrictions changed, lending restrictions changed, they raised the standard of appraisals. So with that, 2020, 115 houses. There's firms that don't make 115 houses. So you did 115 houses. Was it $12 million in gross sales?
It was 11 plus.
11 over 11.
So my goal this year is to make 7 figures. Last year it was to make 100K, and I thought I was going to struggle. I made that without a problem. If I go from January to December, I didn't make my 7 figures. But if I go from March to March 2021, I might make my 7 figures. And I say might because there's a couple of transactions that gotta come through. If everything that I have in contract right now comes through, I will make my 7 figures in March.
But that's good. So goals.
Yeah.
We went from selling to investing. You also were an investor at the time we met, but the process sped up a lot during 2020, and now you're into more commercial, developing your land. So that type of process, just because your mindset changed, you've always had the work ethic, but there was a shift in your mindset, and that trajectory just went off to another level. So I'm sure you'll have that, and I'm sure you'll break that million within the 12 calendar months. I have 2 more questions for you. One question is there any advice that you would give somebody who feels like that they want to invest in real estate? Be it maybe how much do you think they need? Do they need a lot? Do they need a little? Or somebody who's like, I want to be a flipper. Do you have any advice? Just one tip that anybody wants to start investing.
I know people that would charge you $1,000 for 1 day. You know, I know people that would charge you $10,000 for 3 months on it, and you know, and I know people that would charge you $20K for a weekly 1-hour conversation with you to force you to do certain functions and give you homework and whatnot. So I would say get your mentor. The best thing is get your mentor, somebody who's doing it. They expect you to pay that person for their time and effort, because that person invested time in themselves, they taught themselves, they paid for the education, so now they have all this experience with them, and they're going to share it with you.
And last question, how do we get in contact with you?
On social media, if you go to Twitter, it's at Call4Julian, CALL for number 4, and then Julian, JULIAN. If you go to Facebook, it's at Call4Julian. If you go down to Instagram, it's Call4Julian. And now in Clubhouse is at, same thing, at Call4Julian. So whatever social media platform there is out there, you'll find me Call4Julian. And my website, if you're looking for houses, buy or sell, it's THEBARRIENTOSGROUP.com.
And we'll have all those links in the bio and in the description. Julian, it's been a pleasure. We had a lot of fun in 2020.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We got what, 9 more weeks, 10 more weeks to hit that million.
Oh yeah.
When we hit that number, when we exceed it, we'll make sure we post and give you guys updates. This video will be out probably within the next week. So I appreciate you. Is there anything you want to say to take us out of here?
No, it's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for the opportunity to come up here and talk about it. I would not have been successful without your support and the supports of the clients, the investors that helped make this great possible for us. I think we all grew together. You know, everybody make money.